Hi gardening friends. Well, it's been a beautiful spring day and we have been out in the yard, working in the yard all weekend. We're in front of our potager garden. This is the new project for this year. And of course when I start my video, the air conditioner comes on, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. So this will be our first spring garden tour for the season. As you can see, all of the tulips we planted last fall are in bloom. Hopefully many more will be blooming soon. I'll give you a close-up of those. If you're going to plant tulips, I recommend putting a lot together. It makes more of a show if you have more tulips like in a row or a mass like this versus just planting them here and there. And it is very windy today, so I apologize if you can't hear me. So this is our potager garden, like I said. A potager garden, some people call it a kitchen garden, right outside our kitchen. And we will be putting vegetables, herbs, and flowers. So they all kind of go in one garden together. Right here, which we've grown last year, is our sage. So that's the first herb that we've put in. We moved the planters that were out front on the porch. We put them out here. When the tulips are over with, I'll be putting chives in them. Aren't those bright yellow tulips pretty? This is Mr. Edgar Allen wanting to say hi and showing off for everybody. If you remember the arbor last year, it was in the front. We had the moonflower vine on this. Decided to move it back here so we have another trellis that we can grow peas or cucumbers or whatever we decide to put on it. In the center, we plan on getting a TP trellis, and that will be like a focal point there. And we'll probably be planting, I don't know, green beans or cucumbers or something that needs to grow on a vine there. And then we'll be putting something in our planter back there. So we've got some basil we're starting indoors. It's the dark purple basil. So I probably won't use it for cooking. I will probably use it as a foliage plant because I like the burgundy color. Alright. Daffodils. We've had to put the chicken wire up around this little bed because a lot of little doggies like to gather here. And I've got seeds coming up, different things. I've got something planted here. That's why there's a cage over it. Daffodils. Russian sage there, ajuga, hollyhocks. I believe that is our phlox. This is that apricot peach rose. Next to bluish purple Russian sage. Here is the, I believe it's the obedient plant, or Veronica, one of the two. Same here. Does anybody know what this is? It kind of looks like a weed, but I'm hoping maybe it's a, I want to say foxglove, but yeah, maybe foxglove. Some lilies. And that red creeping rose. It's been very windy today. I've been picking up leaves. We did mow for the first time today this year. Swing over here and check out the daffodils. Blue bottle path. Here are the daylilies. If you guys remember, I've got a mass or a border here of the loosestrife, white gooseneck loosestrife. If you look back in a previous video from last summer, it's got beautiful white gooseneck shaped blooms on it, but it takes over and it fills in fast. I even got some of it amongst the lilies, but that's fine because I've been digging it up and I can move it to other parts of the garden, in the yard. And I'll show you later, just a second, where I've moved some. Lamb's ear, giving me that texture and silver sage color. Grayish green. A clump of autumn joy sedum. Phlox. Lily. And this is the creeping buttercup. Has a yellow flower on it. And I know why they call it creeping buttercup, because this has doubled, if not tripled. More lamb's ear. More lilies. Spiderwort coming up. And rutabacia. Black-eyed Susan. Some more ornamental or oriental lilies there. If you remember, there was a 9-bark here, Little Devil. We've dug that up and moved it to get more sun. There's this huge holly tree here that I would like to get down. I'm not a big fan of the holly holly tree. When you dig around in the garden, you get stuck by the little sharp leaves that fall. They have little needles on them. Yes, I should wear gloves, but I like to feel the soil and the dirt. Okay, a clump of grass, miscanthus, with the irises in the back, which will be moved after this spring. I'm going to let them bloom and do their thing, but they'll be moving to a different area. Like I said, they don't like their rhizomes. This part here, they don't like that to be too far underground, and I think they're too far underground. Rose. This is the white phlox here. I think that one's called David. I think this is some aster that I moved. Oh, what is this? Dianthus, maybe? It's a pink flower. Siberian iris, which will be blue. There's a clematis there that I need to probably move or get a trellis for. And another lily I transplanted today. I'll move over to this garden. If you guys can see. More black-eyed Susans here. Russian sage. Lilies. Phlox. Under this blue thing here are poppy seeds, the tall pink ones. And then I gotta put something over them for the dogs not to bother them. This is cheap. You can get it at the just a strainer you can get at the Dollar Tree. Hollyhocks, hardy hibiscus. Here is my bleeding heart that got damaged by something. It's kind of broke off. Oh well. Some more of the poppies I've got planted. Ajuga. This will have tons of purple flowers on it. Early May, maybe mid-April. Daffodils. This is the big hydrangea. Hopefully it blooms for us this year. And we've got more black-eyed Susans and Coreopsis. There's my shadow. Aster. So this fall, the Coreopsis, the yellow-orange, it'll still be blooming this fall. And then next to it, I planted purple aster. So, color combinations. Purple and yellow. We've got columbine, coming up. Anemone. Japanese anemone. Here's another hibiscus. We've got the burning bush here. I was a little disappointed this fall they didn't get real red for us. I'm hoping they do better this year. Another clump of the daffodils. In the garden bed around this big tree, I'm hoping to get down this year. We have the hostas that are barely popping up. Solomon Seal. That's what this is. Alright guys, we're going to end the part 1 of our spring garden tour right here. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in part 2.